I'm Malcolm Van Delst, and this is an excerpt from Do the Wrong Thing, a book series or extra long novel that opens with a woman trying to kill herself. She says, I don't know why I tried to do this, and by way of explanation, tells her life story. We're at the beginning of book 4. Working title is Eyes of Different Colors. Last week in Eyes of Different Colors, the very beginning where Ava is living with her aunt and uncle. She meets Fred, an old boyfriend, and starts a new job. I'm going to start with a revision to the Fred section, then continue with the chapter. So this chapter is called A Ghost in the Suburbs. Ava? I hear a familiar gravelly voice behind me. Ava? I turn. Holy shit, Ava, where have you been? How are you? Fred looks me up and down. Do you live here now? What's going on? He smiles from the corner of his mouth as if he were a leather-wearing, motorcycling bad boy in a 50s teen movie, which he isn't. Obese, long, straggly hair, unkempt. Fred hasn't changed since he sang in the mom and pop pizzeria 4 years ago when I lived here my first summer after university. I'm fine. I flicker a half smile at Fred, looking around for a way to escape. He drops the bad boy act. What happened? Why didn't you write? I look past him to the bus stop. Do you live here now? Yeah. Let's go out. He moves in to hug me. I back out of range. What are you doing right now? Oh, I look at my watch. It's dinner time. I'm on my way home. You cut your hair. Well, I never forgot you. I thought about you all the time. I flicker another half smile and look away. Shit. What do I do? Where do you live? Wickham, with my aunt. I'll call you. I remember our fumbly encounters from that summer when I couldn't bring myself to have sex with him, even though I believed it was wrong to discount someone because they were fat. I know I shouldn't say fat. Obese. Tomorrow? Oh, no, I'm going home to my parents. What's your phone number? I don't have a pen. His voice is still all rough and beautiful, but you can't have sex with a voice. Fred fishes around in his backpack. He thrusts a pen and an old gum wrapper at me, smiling with such open admiration. He looks me up and down again. Ugh. I scribble my phone number on the wrapper and pass it and the pen back. I need to go, I blurt, looking past him to the bus stop. I'll call you later tonight. He moves in to hug me, but I sidestep him and hurry away. Bring. Ava, it's for you, Aunt Bet calls down to the basement. I trudge up to the phone in the TV room. I know who it is. I'm sorry I can't meet with you, I mumble. It's awkward standing in the TV room with my aunt reading the newspaper at the kitchen table a few feet away. I'm in a different place now. I'm looking for a job and seeing you is not a good idea. Next night, Fred calls again. Please, Ava, I've got to see you. Just a coffee. No, I say, I can't. I'm too busy. Day after that, he calls again. Please, Fred, I say, no, stop calling. He doesn't. On the first phone call, he started reminiscing about my hair down to my ass and how he'd never forgotten my hair down to my ass. His guttural, scratchy voice went even lower and monotonal, not talking to me, but to someone it thought was me, some apparition in its owner's mind, with hair down to her ass. I've never had hair down to my ass. I shouldn't have kissed him that summer. Why did I try to force looks don't matter? Fred calls one last time. Uncle Arndt comes into the TV room and motions for me to give him the receiver. Hey, you, he growls into it. Didn't you hear what she said? She doesn't want to talk to you. Fred's voice comes through on the other end, tinny and high-pitched. Don't call here again, Uncle Arndt interrupts. If you do, I will find you. You'll be sorry. He slams the phone down. A lightness and pride, is it pride? Inflates inside of me as I stare at the carpet. Precious. I'm precious, valuable, not exactly confidence. It feels bad, like I shouldn't be happy because I made Uncle Arndt work, because he had to work for me. So I should feel embarrassed and sorry, which I do feel. This sort of pride remains. My dad would never do what Uncle Arndt just did. Dad would yell at me for leading Fred on and getting myself in trouble. Then there's a section on the first job at the cancer nonprofit. And then she gets another job. This job, well, it's better than stuffing envelopes, though that office wasn't as gray and hermetically sealed as this one. As I approach the building each morning, I feel like I'm walking into a real estate brochure, but it's really a front for parasitic aliens. Before entering, I empty the contents of my brain into a little stone box standing ready by the doors. As I step through the doors, a machine smacks a smile onto my face. I won't actually get my whole brain back when I leave. Each day, less and less will be returned until I'm like one of those ants controlled by another insect that lays its eggs in the ant's brain. The eggs will hatch. The larva will eat my brain while growing little eyes, legs, and brains of their own. All of us government employees can take comfort in the fact that everyone else is doing it, and it's a painless occupation. Sitting at my desk in the hermetically sealed building, I wear extra large hip hop clothes, black shorts and a lime tank top and a black engineer type cap with an embroidered band around the edge. This isn't proper office attire, but on the other hand, it isn't immodest. An older, good-natured woman. Okay, she's fat. She's fat, all right. That's her defining descriptor. I know I'm not supposed to say she's fat, but she is. It's the first thing you notice. She could lose at least 50 pounds and still be overweight. Sure, there may be genetic or psychological reasons for obesity. I'm not saying it's her fault. I'm saying that to pretend fatness isn't there is ridiculous. I still like her bright red hair, high-pitched voice, and how she talks and laughs a lot. She's still the friendliest, most easygoing person in the office. Her and her husband love musicals. Oklahoma, they saw it last weekend. And she'd be the first to say, yes, I am fat. She's at my cubicle pelting me with questions. And if you were out with a man and a more interesting one started talking to you, you'd ignore your date? Yeah, she laughs. You wouldn't feel you owed him anything? I didn't make up the rules regarding men having all the money, did I? 2 more women join her. And if you liked a guy, you'd sleep with him on the first date? Yeah. Her eyes twinkle, and she looks hard at me for a second. She's not accusing me of anything. She likes my answers, I think. The other women giggle and smile. 4 more women join. Now there's 7 of them outside my cubicle, listening to me answer Colette's questions. Your Holly Go Lightly, she says. Breakfast at Tiffany's. Have you seen it? I shake my head. No one in the office ever comes back from lunch on time. Half an hour equals 2, though no one invites me to join them or even says, hey, enjoy a long lunch. So I sit in the office alone, eating my sandwich, then getting back to work. I hear my coworkers trickle in, never a raucous party of excited laughter, but footsteps muted by the ugly green and gray carpet and subdued voices. I don't want to go to lunch with them. They probably talk about patio furniture and children. They're all at least 10 years older than me. Currently, I organize boxes of documents and label them. My supervisor, a thin Quebecois woman, about 5'4", with short brown hair and thin, everything, actually. Hands, arms, nose, lips, spirit. Pale, with sad brown eyes turning down at the outer corners, she sits in her cubicle staring at the impermeable tinted glass wall. What does she get out of being here? Money? Do a good job, Ava. You can get hired by the government, then you'll be set for life. I feel entombed. And no doubt so does she, but hey, the money and the pension. Pension. That word terrifies me. Interred until 65. I can't imagine. I literally cannot imagine. The hell of average. The banality of ordinary.